So everyone expects fixed site costs these days, and most of the time, absolutely most of the time, the fixed site costs that are provided remain the fixed site costs that they end up being, right? So this is not to scare anyone about their site costs. Talking, you know, that sometimes things happen, but we want to educate you on that. So uh, it's a bit like one of the examples I've used in a previous presentation of this is like if I rang up a mechanic and I said, mate, can you please give me a quote to fix my car? And he says, well, what year is it? And I said, it's 2010 Toyota, whatever, you know. And then he says, oh yeah, how many Ks? And I say, it's got 100,000 Ks on it. And then he goes, oh look, the cost would be this. So based on the information I gave him, the cost is it'll be $400, right? And then I bring the car in and it's an absolute bomb and it's torn to shreds and pieces and it's nowhere near to the level of what he expected and what he quoted on. And then he looks and says, mate, it's not going to be $400. It's going to be $4,000 to fix that thing, right? That's what happens sometimes. We get engineering plans and then the result of when the actual block is ready and titled and ready to build on, sometimes you can look at it and go, oh, wow, that's actually a bit more of a bomb than what the engineering may have indicated to begin with, right? So hopefully that's an analogy people can understand. When it comes to that example, what I should have done is brought the car into the mechanic and said, mate, have a look at this car. He would have said $4,000 because he's got all the information. When it comes to new home building, the truth, the absolute God's honest truth is that in order for a builder to quote fixed site costs properly, they need soil test, survey, working drawings, even to visit the site, they need all the information. However, that's not the market we live in. 10, 15 years ago, fixed site costs up front were created, and they're created on the basis of an engineering plan, which is the initial preliminary information that we're given. It's all we can go off. It's here are the levels that block is going to be, by the time it's titled and ready to build on. Sometimes it doesn't end up being that way, though. So, whilst builders respect that the market wants fixed site costs, I just wanted to highlight the other side of it, Darren, that the truth is that they should be fixing once they have all the information, but the market's now forcing us to fix based on limited information. And as a result, every single builder out there is taking a huge risk by doing this.